We have this anchor to the source of creation. The finest level of the physiology is very intimate, very personal. We access through the heart center area. And this, now we're talking full on the causal level of the physiology. This causal level of the physiology, where the nuanced features of each person's personal healing space makes itself known. It sort of stabilizes. So each one of us has a space for healing that's unique and yet very similar. It's very similar to each other because we're all riding in these human physiologies that come from a kind of universal template or blueprint. And all the universal archives are accessible in the causal level of creation. All these, it's like a level of creation where there's very concentrated energy. So archives of information, blueprints, templates, all these forms have a reality in the causal level of the body. Again, we access here. We access through heart connection because the heart energy center has the ability to understand experience without, well, first of all, it's before voice and speech. So it's a very kind of primal level of understanding. It's a direct understanding. And it goes without judgments. And that I discovered just this week is because these organs, like the digestive organs that are kind of in the foundation of the heart energy center, like the heart energy center goes from the throat area down to the solar plexus area, right? And it's like this whole big Mahamarma is the word I use to describe. There's like a head Mahamarma, heart Mahamarma, and a abdominal lower gut Mahamarma, but it includes organs of digestion. And it was an interesting realization that there's a mechanism that engages in the liver. Liver does so many things, right? Like there are more than 100 different important, I think I read somewhere 130. They're like, anyway, it's a lot, at least 100 different really important functions that the liver performs for the physiology. The liver, one of the things it does is it very innocently, without judgment, it receives the nutrient-rich blood from the intestines, right? So the nutrients are absorbed in the small intestine, large intestine, and the blood first, it goes to the liver. And in that place, the liver does a lot of like sorting and categorizing of the nutritional resources that we are using. And that sorting and categorizing, it is such a sweet, innocent, it has an element of, more than 500, oh wow, thank you. Thank you, I so appreciate you, my lovely dear friend who is so intelligent. She says, according to Hopkins medicine, more than 500 vital functions have been identified with the liver. Isn't that amazing? What a beautiful thing it is. Some of the more well-known functions include production of bile, which helps carry away waste and break down fats in the small intestine during digestion. Production of certain proteins for the blood plasma. Awesome. That is awesome. So thank you for that. So appreciated. There are, according to Ayurveda, which is a very ancient form of natural medicine that has Vedic roots. My background is Vedic, essentially. There are 5 agnis that reside, or fires of digestion that reside in the liver. And it's interesting that there are more than 500 vital functions, because you could say each agni could be overseeing, 100 functions or something. But the thing about the agnis is their role is to get the nutrients divided into certain categories. And that process is a very sort of mechanical process. And it's not a process that's performed with judgment or assumptions or expectations or anything like that. It just happens so innocently. And it is that innocence, which, and you think about how the liver is a very large, fairly large organ down here, just at the foundation of the heart energy center. And its electromagnetic frequency is this great discriminating intelligence that performs its function without judgment. And so it's adding that energy to the heart energy center. So because we have human physiologies, we all will create certain types of healing spaces for ourselves that have certain similarities, because everybody's liver functions without judgment. It's like a really beautiful organ. I'm just feeling so much attention and so much love flowing into the liver and into the intelligence of the liver. So we have organs, and then from the causal level of our physiologies, each organ has its own unique intelligence signature. We could call it an intelligence signature. The Vedic word would be devata, but intelligence signature is a good word, I think. Yes, yes. And a lady just sent in a point about the heart, and she really impressed me the other day by using the word heart brain, because there's such a big neural network in the heart, right? So the heart is really the orchestrator of activities for the entire physiology, because the electromagnetic field produced by the heart is so powerful, and it's so overshadowingly larger than the electromagnetic fields produced by any other organs, liver, brain, any of the other organs, that it's kind of like an administrator for the physiology. It's producing electromagnetic impulses, which then are picked up by all the other organs, and all the other organs function in their way. I wanted to say about that, though, that before I go to her comment, is that our attention on the liver and on the intelligence of the liver is extremely life-supporting, not only for our livers, but because we are working as energy healers right now. We are light workers in this session. What happens is our attention on our livers not only heals our own livers, but it activates these values or qualities, these qualities of intelligence that reside in the liver for the entire collective. And it's so important at this time in history. It's so very important for the discriminating power of humanity to rise and make sense out of chaos, because it has been, there have been so many influences that have had such a sort of chaotic effect, right? And I know we don't have as many Europeans with us tonight. There'll be more with us tomorrow. But in America, the protests that arose from, from the death in Minneapolis, George Floyd's death, the protests were such an incredibly intense expression of chaos around the country. And I know that the protests were designed originally to be expressions of order, but that's not what happened. A lot of chaos ensued. So the reason I mention that is that our world really needs that energy right now. It needs that orderliness energy, and it needs the energy to come without judgment. It needs it to come without judgment, right there. So the way we heal our own physiologies becomes, it's like intimately linked to the rest of our human collective, and it provides a pathway for changes, cultural and social changes to take place, collective changes. It provides a blueprint Did I not say that at the collective level, that's where the blueprints are, right? This is silence resting on itself, that silence awake. And then there's the blueprint, templates, blueprints, forms, subtle forms of creation there at the causal level. Each with their own unique Davic intelligence, each with their own intelligence. Just letting that happen. Just feeling that flow going out into the collective. So we are the livers of the planet, organizing and detoxifying. Oh, you are so cute. Yes. Yeah, we're the livers. We're the livers. And it says here too, there's several beautiful comments. A huge percentage of the population have liver problems, cholesterol, diabetes, buildup of toxins. So putting attention on the liver is great for all of humanity. Absolutely. We're offering the combination of impulses of consciousness which guide the intelligence of the liver in general for all people, because we have our little human blueprint physiologies. So the type of intelligence that's responsible for healing for our individual livers, also that same type of intelligence, it benefits from the work that we're giving. Beautiful job, everyone.